Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another video brought to you by me, Jack, from VintageElectronicsGeek.com. Today's topic is going to be, well, partially about this camera. Well, really it's going to be about this camera, but not the way you think. I'm sure you've probably read the title by now and have an idea. So you're probably saying, dude, shut up and get on with the show already. Alright, so let's do that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
What we're looking at is a Olympus E-20N. N stands for North America. So yours may read E for Europe or W for who cares. Get on with the show already. I like Olympus and I like Comedia's cameras specifically. They're just absolutely fantastic cameras. I have a bunch of them. This being their flagship at the time. This was a rather expensive camera. This is not a DSLR, and back then they were not called bridge cameras, but that's what they're referred to today. Back then they were called DSLR-like cameras because they were kind of like a DSLR, kind of obvious. What makes this not a DSLR, even though it looks like one, is it's essentially a point and shoot camera that has all the manual controls your little heart could dream of. These cameras were fantastic in their day, and they're still a great camera. It's only a 5 megapixel camera, but man, they've got crazy sharp lenses. Anyway, the topic of today's video is not about the camera per se, but about an issue with the camera, and that's what we're going to address today. And as I stated, it's not necessarily this camera specific because it happens with all older electronics, and that's basically rubbers and plastics. You know, they break down over time, and this is to no exception. I have a Panasonic camera that has the same issue and a Nikon D70 that has the same issue, but not as bad as this one. Let me turn it around and you can see what I'm talking about. I've had this camera for about a year and a half, and I've really never used it outside of in studio. You can see that big chunk right there. Oh wait, that's not a big chunk. That's not what we're talking about. And that is a cap. So we'll hold on to that cap. We need that. The coating over the handle is falling off, and that's why I don't use it. You can see this big chunk that my finger's pointing to. Trying to use it, you get that all over your hand. What we're going to try to do today is we're going to pick that off, and I unfortunately don't have anything to pick that off with other than my fingers. I may actually try taking a tuning tool like so, have a soft blunt object to help pick that off. I'm going to try to replace it with some genuine imitation leather off of some animal somewhere. Just look for a bald animal and then you know where this came from. So we'll cut that down to size, put it on. I had ordered some adhesive, ordered this all the way from England. I was in contact with the manufacturer, and they said that this is what I need for my job. And I explained to them what I was doing, what I wanted it for, and I originally found one of their products, and they said, no, this is what I need. So, and this is what we're going to try. I removed the battery grip off the bottom, put a baggie over the lens to help protect it. I'm not anticipating anything to fly up this way, but just in case that cap falls off again, and just to protect it out of GP. Going through my tools, I found that, and so I'm going to use this blunt end right here to use as a pick, scraper, something. Put down some paper towel, and I removed the strap. So let's see how easy this is. Oh yeah. This would be better if you could see as well, right? You can see how ooey and gooey that is, and that is ooey and gooey. I have the bulk of the big stuff picked off, and I'll say this, I'm glad I didn't use my fingernails to do this job. This stuff was ooey gooey. It is icky. As you can see there by my stick, it's stuck on my stick. But you can see there, got the bulk picked off. So now I'll come back with my cleaner and wipe that all down and clean it up. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is try some of this stuff to clean that. That handle stuff is just too thick, and I'll be here for a while working with that. So let me pause the video, go grab Gooey Gone. Before trying this product, which is a really good product, I enjoy this immensely. This one will leave an oily residue behind, and generally I don't mind because I could remove that. But I'm going to try this product first. It's supposed to essentially be the same type of product without the oil. Yeah, that's doing pretty good. Let me go ahead and work with this. No need for you to sit there and be bored to tears. There's really not much to see. And then I'll come back to you when I'm done. Hopefully you can see that good enough. That is very nice and clean. And honestly, if you didn't want to reskin it, I think you'd be okay. The grip feels really good without that on there. So there is just a couple of little nubs that stick up on the plastic. I guess from when the old stuff, it would help adhere to the handle better. And honestly, it really don't look too bad without it. It looks really good without it, actually. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut out a piece of leather, pleather, wrap it around, and just do a dry fit, see how it fits. Alright, there's what I was afraid of. Is it coming around this turn, around this angle, it bunches up. See right here how it all bunches up. Well, here I am the next day. I put it down, let my brain reset, came back to it. As much as I would like to say this was a success in what it was I was attempting to do, unfortunately, that aspect of this was a failure. The only part about this that was a success was the fact that I was able to clean the handle up and get all that goo off, which now will allow me to actually start using this camera after about a year and a half. Let me show you what I've accomplished anyway while I was off camera. I cut this piece out. Turned out to be too short on this side, and the notch here, once it laid down, it spread out kind of wide, and then I cut it too long this way. So up around the sensor, it just was not happening. And this right here, once you concaved it for this recess here, then this here was way too short up in here. Second one I came up with was this right here. This almost fit a lot better. The notch definitely was a little better, but then it fell too short over here and a little too short again up in the corner. So I figure, you know, instead of keep cutting that up, I've got half a packet now. I thought, well, probably the smartest thing would have been to grab a piece of paper and try to make a template out of the paper. Well, that all sounded fine and dandy until working with those curves, the paper, it just all knotted up. And anyway, short story long, cut the paper too short. So tried it again. This time I was a little bit more close to what I was after. However, with that, again, the concave issues here just knotted all up, and I sat down with the cloth and I thought, well, let's see, you know, am I going to run into the same kind of issue with the cloth as I was the paper? And for the most part, the answer was yes. I think if I really want this covered, I'll take it to somebody who's a little more craftier than I, and have them do the right job, because apparently I couldn't. That's okay. Camera's usable. I'm happy. I can now move forward with using this camera. Hope we learned something, and that lesson was that I am not very crafty. Catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and hope there was some kind of valuable meat in here somewhere for you. Some kind of tasty noodle nugget anyway. Catch you later. See you in the next one. Thanks again. Bye.